Yeah, this just makes me feel like I'm a Viking right now. Feels like I'm about to burn the boats. Fuck it, I'll do this one for tricep press down too. Just me just grabbing these literal like metal cannon like things. Should be good. That's a little too light. Oh shit. That's
that down or
oh, this is awesome. Here you go. Just pull it up so I'm trying to take it off. Yeah, in the past I've had issues with my pec minor, I think. Because it pulls the shoulder forward. Now I would go to bench and this pec would just be tired. Like I couldn't get it in that stretch position at the bottom very well. This has helped a lot with just the lats and chest being really, like I said, how it should be, good posture.
yeah.
But it just makes sure all like lats and chest are not like overly tight and rolled forward. Like my optimal grip is around the pinky. I'm gonna stick with that for a good while. Cause like for certain people, if you go too wide, like I said, your rotator, your front delt could take an unnecessary beating. And even if you have that slight decrease in range of motion, if you're gonna have issues with all that, like it's kind of not a good trade-off, you know? I've seen some guys who are really good at, they could really bring the bar into them. Like they really go from here to like, but you know, you just gotta figure out what kind of bencher, what kind of lifter you are. Like squat, bench, and deadlift, everybody's got different leverages and body types. So there's not like one size that fits all, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'll watch videos on great benchers and I can take things away from them. But if I don't have the same, I have super long arms and, you know, a lot of great benchers, they're like barrel chest with short arms. Obviously,
Yeah.
there's things that they do that I probably shouldn't replicate. You know, it's not going to work the same for me as it does for them because obviously it's like with deadlift for me. It's like a lot of people want to maybe try to mimic or do what I do. But in reality, if I see someone that have a totally different body type, I'm like, yeah, you probably, some of these things probably shouldn't apply to you because you got to work with what you have and figure out your optimal starting position and whatnot. Like, yeah, even warming up right now, it's like me not trying to keep my elbows, me just keeping chest up, just solidifying my upper back. Because normally at the meet, or even my meet before, when I get to my second and third attempts, heavy enough weight, the bar, it was sinking too much. But like I said, anything under 400, it's light enough where
You know, you'll get it.
I'll know I'll get it, and regardless of how sloppy my technique is, it's coming up regardless. I want to just get better at like having more control, because then you get a better, more ideal press command. Because you know, you see people like John Hack, like he's really great at, like I said, controlling it. Because people say, oh, he has fast press command. No, it's just because his control is so crazy. Like as soon as he has his chest, he's just boom.
Right.
Whereas if you're, I mean, bigger guys tend to have the sinking technique. But the problem is, depending on the judge, you don't know what kind of like some judges might be cool with it. Some be, no, I'm going to make you hold it 2 seconds until I finally see that bar settle. And then that's what happened my last meet, because it's my second attempt. I couldn't stop it from sinking. So they waited till there was nothing left. And by that point, I already lost my tightness, because I was just like, oh shit. Like, you know, you learn things the hard way sometimes. Like, it's just something, because my meet last year kind of was happening. I was like, oh, it'll just kind of sort itself out. And then, yeah. And it's weird, because most of the time I lift on pretty generic, like Marine Corps base benches. They're like narrower, and they're not like anything like comp benches. So it's just a different kind of feel.
Yeah.
Like on those benches, I don't sink as much. I think because it's narrower. So I have to really, but on comp benches, I tend to, in the past, I would almost just relax and sink it too much.
I see.
That's why I'm just really focusing right now on just my shit. Like from the moment I rack, I'm not letting go of this. I'm making sure the whole range of motion, my chest is up, my lats are in the back pocket. Probably work up to 3.5 plates for some reps. And I'll throw on the bands, because I haven't done bands in a few years, but after a meet for a few weeks, you know, I'm just down to try.
Yeah.
Certain things are just fun to do.
Yeah.
Mix it up. What did I get in there? Oh, yeah, I just looked over right there. My rule of thumb is I normally like to eat 2 real meals, drink at least a liter of water, so that way I have plenty of glycogen in my muscles and I'm hydrated. And obviously I have a few grams of salt as well. But like I said, this case, the podcast is at 1. I wanted 2-3 hours, so I wasn't rushing.
Yeah.
So I just, like, for breakfast, I ate a couple servings of eggs, like 3 bowls of cereal, 2 chocolate muffins, and some yogurt. I was just like, I need to use as many calories right now. So, and like I said, I went to the gas station, got a couple Cliff bars and a protein bar. They didn't have any shakes, so I just stick with the bars. But this is just to keep me from, and I have during a workout too, I like to have, hopefully it's in here. I don't remember taking it out. Yeah, like the brand varies, but carb powder. Like obviously Carboline is the most popular. But when I was in Marietta, the supplement store had this. It's what brand is this? First Form.
Okay.
I mean, some people just like Gatorade powder, because basically it's kind of like I told you earlier, like carbs and fast-acting sugars. That's what you want during a workout. So it could be as simple as that if you just don't want to pay the extra money. Yeah, bench is one of those things where it's like, I know I'm starting to figure it out slowly but surely, but like I said, I still have a ways to go with, like I said, keeping that tension, because that gets a lot of people. Like, if you have to pause for too long, that can throw off your ability to hold tension after like a second, which is pretty fucking hard at those weights. I'll do, extra 2-3 second long pauses with lighter weight just to get comfortable holding it there longer. Potentially like Duffalo bar, get more of a stretch and range of motion at the bottom.
Yeah.
It's also going to make me feel more comfortable holding it in a stretch position. Things like those, just things where on top of my actual barbell work, I think will be beneficial. A lot of people are like, oh, you need to gain weight, gain muscle. I already have plenty of muscle, so it's just like neurologically, like I said, like I sure hope at 270 I have enough muscle to like bend some decent weight, but it's not just about how big you are. Like just because you gain weight, it doesn't automatically mean, obviously in a lot of cases it does, but like I said, your technique, your ability to like, your muscles firing, that's all equal to the role. Because if it was just about gaining weight, everyone would try to be 300 plus pounds, but it's just not.
Right.
Yeah. Like I was bringing it to my chest, and I almost was like levitating my chest. Yeah, like I said, I've had a lat imbalance for a good while, but my pec is fine right now. It's just I'll get on a roller and I do things to really break into, like I'll get into a wall in a doorway and just really dig in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I even have a, from my back and lower body, what's it called? I have like a tempering roller. It's from Chris Duff and it's called the Geisha. Yeah, so I use that on my legs and hamstrings and back.
Okay.
Only that's no reason you need someone like, can't roll my own back. So like,
Yeah.
I got to get someone to do it. But that being said, I still do deep tissue, but it's nice in between sessions when I can't do that, just have someone, and you can put weight in it. So you can start its base models like 60, 70 pounds, but you could put 10s in there up to like almost 200 pounds. You can get a good amount of weight rolling on you.
Yeah.
Here's at my barracks. In the summer, there's a lot of roaches. Right now, there's the mice. Like I came back from a week of leave, there was mice shit everywhere in my room. And I had like cleaned up everything. Because obviously, you leave out food and stuff. Yeah. But like, I was like, dude, I did everything right. Like, I took the trash out. I literally swept and made sure nothing was on the floor. Yeah. And all over my bed. And like, a few other areas, they just went to town. I was like, you know what? You got me. Like, I'm not mad. Because literally, like, I did everything to stop you guys. And you still, because our barracks is really old. Like, they're probably like upwards of, they've been renovated about 100 plus years old. Same building, you know? Yeah. So obviously, generations and generations of these little guys have been making their way.
Yeah.
That's 19th generation.
Yeah. Like, they probably literally, they've been here so long, they probably have a layout. Like, all the mice have a layout. They're like, let's go to this room to do this. Yeah. Let's go to this room. This is the best room to get this. Like,
structure.
Underground tunnels.
I'll take mice over roaches. Like, roaches are just like, I don't think they're roaches. I think they're like, someone told me there's something similar. They're not bed bugs, but like, they're as big as a roach, but they're slightly different body type. But I just call them roaches because like.
You guys get the southern roaches that fly?
Yeah, these things do fly.
Yep, you got the southern ones.
That's what sucks. Like,
the ones
because if it's just on the wall, I'm like, okay.
Fly.
But like, once they started flying one time, I was like, fuck,
oh,
man.
Yeah.
And then I'm just imagining if I don't catch one of them, I go to bed. What if it just flies out? Like, it's really just.
It's a whole nother element.
It keeps you on edge all like I said, I take stuff at night to help me go to sleep. But even then, I'm just like, you know, I wake up and one's just on my chest. Remember like Joe Rogan when he used to do what's called that show where he'd bring contestants on and they'd have to do crazy stuff with eating insects or be in a room full of, I don't know, whatever.
Snakes.
Yeah, you couldn't like.
Fear factor.
Yeah, fear factor. God, that shit.
Yeah.
I see clips from that still, and I'm just like, I would never.
Dude,
like,
did you see the clip where Joe got into a fight with somebody?
No.
It's so funny. It's like a guy and his
I
girlfriend.
remember that a bit.
Yeah, the guy's like yelling at his girlfriend, and Joe's like, "Hey, man, like, cut it out." And the guy like goes at Joe, and Joe just fights him like immediately, like tosses him, and it's so.
And they aired
funny.
it. Like,
Yeah.
see, that's.
I saw an old video with Andre Milanichev. He was like, broke multiple all-time world records in the early to mid 2000s, and he was doing a squat video, and he put the belt like this guy squats. Oh, he was the first squat over 1,000 pounds, and he was putting on a belt with like 405. So that's kind of when I realized, okay, like it's not. You don't need to just not wear a belt until it's 60, 70%. Like this guy's wearing it at like 30, 40%, you know?
Yeah.
Because a belt is a tool. You don't just put a belt on and it magically just creates stability and tension. You have to provide that through cueing it. So that's why, now I'm not using a belt with 1 or 2 plates, but like once I'm heavy enough where I'm like, okay, I just want to start using it, there's no like rule of thumb for me. It's not like I have to wait to a certain weight to not use a belt because there's no set parameters in my opinion. Just like one size fits all, like you shouldn't put on a belt till this time. It's all just depending on the person.
Yeah.
You know? I'm gonna do another 4 to 5 reps just once again, trying to control to get them out. Yeah, I mean, for the week after the meet, I'm not trying to.
Yeah.
Usually, I don't even really train the week after the meet. I'm not in a rush. But obviously, being here at EFTS, I got to take advantage of this awesome gym. So I wasn't even planning to squat last night either. I was gonna do legs, but I was just gonna do a bunch of like leg extensions, hamstring curls.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started talking to Dave about my squat, and I was like, well, am I really gonna miss up the opportunity to have him watch me squat? No.
Mm-hmm.
Finish strong.